I got fired yesterday.
For what?
If you lose this, the thing you love the most, that's the first thing I'll take.
In the blistering heart of West Texas, where oil rigs pierce the sky like daggers and secrets run deeper than any well, Tommy Norris thought he had buried his past. But in Landman Season 2, Episode 10, old enemies rise from the shadows, threatening to ignite a war that could destroy everything he's fought for. Buckle up, because this promo will pull you into a storm of betrayal, power, and raw survival. The sun beats down on the endless plains of the Permian Basin, where the ground shakes with the roar of drilling rigs and the air smells of crude oil and desperation. Tommy Norris, the tough crisis manager for Montgomery Oil, stares out over his latest conquest, a massive new lease that's supposed to turn the company's fortunes around. But as he wipes the sweat from his brow, a shadowy figure approaches from the horizon. It's Cooper, his long-lost brother, presumed dead after a rig explosion years ago. Cooper's eyes burn with resentment. He's back not for family reunion, but for revenge. "You took everything from me, Tommy," he snarls under his breath, his voice like gravel crunching under boots. Tommy freezes, his mind racing back to that fateful night when a split-second decision saved the company but doomed his kin. Meanwhile, in the bustling offices of Montgomery Oil, Angela, Tommy's sharp-witted ex-wife, and now the company's legal eagle, uncovers a trail of falsified documents. Her fingers tremble as she pieces together the puzzle. Someone inside is sabotaging deals, leaking intel to rival firms. Could it be Rebecca, the ambitious young executive who's been climbing the ranks too fast? Or is it Dale, the grizzled foreman with a grudge against the suits? Angela's heart pounds as she realizes the leak points straight to Tommy's inner circle. Cut to the roughneck bars of Midland, where rough men nurse beers and whisper about a coming storm. Rumors swirl of a massive blowout on the horizon, not just a well, but a corporate takedown. Tommy meets with his crew under the dim lights, his face etched with worry. "We drill deeper, we fight harder," he tells them, but his words ring hollow as doubt creeps in. Suddenly, a phone call shatters the tension. Cooper has allied with a ruthless land baron, Victor Hale, who's buying up mineral rights like candy. Hale's plan? To frack right under Montgomery's operations, risking a catastrophic chain reaction that could poison water supplies and bankrupt the town. Tommy slams his fist on the table, knowing this isn't just business, it's personal. As night falls, Angela confronts Tommy in their old ranch house, the walls echoing with memories of better days. "Who's Cooper really after?" she demands, her voice cracking. Tommy hesitates, the weight of his secrets pressing down. Flashbacks hit like thunder. Young Tommy and Cooper as kids, racing across the fields, dreaming of striking it rich. But greed tore them apart, and now it's circling back. In the distance, rigs light up the sky like beacons of doom. Cooper lurks in the shadows, planting evidence that could frame Tommy for environmental crimes. The stakes skyrocket when a key witness, an old driller named Hank, turns up missing after spilling too much. Was it an accident or Hale's doing? Tommy races against time, dodging federal inspectors sniffing around the site. His truck tears down dusty roads, heart thumping as he evades a tail. Hale's goons closing in. Back at headquarters, Rebecca pores over maps, her loyalty wavering. She knows too much, and one wrong move could expose her own hidden agenda. The episode builds to a fever pitch, a midnight meeting on a remote rig where Tommy faces Cooper under the glaring floodlights. "This ends now," Tommy growls, but Cooper smiles coldly, revealing a detonator in his hand. One press, and the whole field goes up in flames. Angela, piecing clues from afar, rushes to intervene, her car speeding through the dark. Will she make it? Or will the basin erupt in chaos, burying secrets and souls alike? The tension coils like a spring, every alliance fragile, every decision a potential disaster. In this world of black gold, trust is the rarest commodity, and betrayal flows freer than oil. As the promo teases, Episode 10 promises, explosions not just underground, but in the hearts of those who dare to drill. The camera pans out over the vast landscape, a ticking clock underscoring the urgency. Tommy's voiceover cuts in. In the oil game, you don't just play to win, you play to survive. But survival comes at a cost, and as alliances shatter, the question looms: who will be left standing when the dust settles? The suspense grips you, leaving a knot in your stomach, eager for the full episode on Paramount Plus. Yet, just as you think you've got it figured, a final twist flashes, a hidden file on Angela's desk, hinting at a bigger conspiracy involving government ties. The screen fades to black, but the echoes of danger linger, pulling you deeper into the intrigue of Landman. The desert wind howls through the night as Tommy Norris stands alone on the edge of the wolf campsite, staring at the rig lights flickering like distant stars. Just when he thought the family ghosts were laid to rest, Cooper's return has cracked open old wounds, and now the detonator in his brother's hand promises to blow them all wide open. But betrayal doesn't stop at blood. Alliances are fracturing faster than shale under pressure, and in episode 10, the Permian Basin is about to become a battlefield where no one escapes unscathed. Dawn breaks harsh and unforgiving over the oil fields, painting the rigs in bloody orange as Tommy races back to Midland, his mind spinning with Cooper's threat. The detonator wasn't a bluff. Tests show unstable pressure building in the wells. Cooper's been quietly fracking nearby, a deliberate sabotage that could trigger a domino effect across Montgomery. No M-Tex operations. Tommy bursts into the executive suite, slamming the door behind him. Cammy Miller, sharp as a knife in her tailored suit, looks up from her desk, her eyes cold after firing him as president last episode. "You come begging now, Norris?" she snaps. But Tommy cuts her off. "This isn't about the title, it's about the company exploding, literally." He lays out the evidence: falsified pressure logs, anonymous tips from roughnecks scared to speak up. Cammy hesitates, her grief over Monty still raw, but ambition wins. She calls in Galino, the slick financier with deep pockets and deeper secrets. Galino arrives smirking, cigar in hand. "You want my money to plug the leaks? Fine, but I get controlling interest." Tommy's jaw tightens. This man once backed Hale, the land baron who fueled Cooper's revenge. Is Galino playing both sides? Angela, working late in her makeshift office at the old ranch, digs deeper into the documents. She finds a wire transfer linking Hale to an offshore account tied to Galino. Her pulse races. This conspiracy runs higher than she thought. She texts Mimi, "Meet me at the rig." Meanwhile, Cooper gathers his crew at a hidden trailer on the outskirts, roughnecks loyal to him after years of feeling screwed by the big suits. Ariana, his fierce fiancée, stands by his side, bruises from a recent attack fading, but her fire burning brighter. "We take what's ours," Cooper declares, showing them maps of the weak points in M-Tex's lines. But doubt flickers in Ariana's eyes. She knows violence only breeds more. Back in town, Rebecca pores over legal briefs in her apartment, Charlie hovering nearby after their rocky reconciliation. She uncovers a pending lawsuit from environmental groups, claiming contamination from the fracking. Evidence planted to frame Tommy. "If this hits court, Tommy's done," she warns Charlie. He nods grimly, but his mind is on the offshore rig Cammy's pushing to rebuild, a floating death trap after last season's disaster. Rebecca's loyalty wavers. Does she protect Tommy or expose the rot? Night falls again, thicker this time. Tommy and Angela meet at the base of the main rig, wind whipping sand around them. "Cooper's not just angry," Tommy admits, voice low. "He's broken, and Hale gave him the tools." Angela grabs his arm. "Then we stop it together, no more secrets." Their eyes lock, old sparks reignite amid the chaos. But as they plan, headlights cut through the dark, Hale's trucks rolling in, loaded with equipment to accelerate the frack. A standoff erupts. Tommy steps forward, hands up. This ends peaceful, or it ends bad. Hale laughs from his SUV. "Boy, you lost your throne. Step aside." Cooper emerges from the shadows, face hard. "He's right, Tommy. You lost." The two brothers face off, years of pain boiling over. Angela whispers urgently into her phone, calling in federal agents tipped off earlier. Sirens wail in the distance. Too late. A roughneck loyal to Cooper hesitates, gun drawn. Ariana steps between them. "Enough! This ain't fixin' nothing." Her voice cracks the tension, but Hale's men advance. Tommy lunges, tackling one as shots ring out. Not fatal, but close. Chaos erupts. Fists fly. Rigs groan under strain. Angela drags Tommy back as pressure alarms blare. The wells are hitting critical. Cooper hesitates, seeing Ariana in the fray. Does he press the detonator? In a flash, federal lights flood the site, agents swarming. Hale flees, but Cooper drops the device, hands raised. Tommy stares at his brother, betrayal mixing with relief. You almost killed us all. Cooper's reply is quiet. I wanted you to feel what I felt. As cuffs click on Hale's men, Angela finds a hidden drive in one truck. Proof of Galino's double dealing. The company's saved, but at what cost? Tommy's job is gone, Cooper's facing charges, and Cammy watches from afar, plotting her next move. The promo builds to fever pitch. Rigs trembling, families fracturing, one final explosion teased on screen, not of oil but of truth. Tommy's voice over growls. In this game, the ground shifts, and if you're not ready, it swallows you whole. The screen cuts to black on a close-up of the detonator, lying in the dust, finger hovering just above. Suspense hangs thick. Who pushes it in the finale? Alliances hang by threads. Secrets spill like crude, and episode 10 delivers the gut punch that sets the basin ablaze. Paramount Plus drops the hammer. Don't miss the war for the last drop. The dust from the chaotic standoff still hangs in the air, like smoke from a flare gun, as federal agents haul away Hale's men, their trucks rumbling into the night. But victory tastes like ash for Tommy Norris. His brother Cooper is in cuffs too, eyes locked on Tommy, with a mix of hate and heartbreak that cuts deeper than any drill bit. In Landman Season 2, Episode 10, the basin's fragile peace shatters further as the real threats emerge from the boardrooms, not the rigs, and one wrong move could bury M-Tex Oil forever. Morning light filters through the blinds of the Midland courthouse where Cooper awaits arraignment, Ariana pacing outside like a caged panther. She confronts Tommy in the parking lot, tears streaking her face. You let them take him. After everything he survived for you. Tommy's voice is rough. He almost blew us all to hell. What was I supposed to do? But guilt gnaws at him. Flashes of their childhood, Cooper teaching him to shoot, sharing dreams under starry skies. Inside, Cooper refuses a plea deal, staring down the prosecutor with defiance. Tell Tommy this ain't over. Word spreads fast through the patch. The Norris brothers' feud is public now, splitting loyalties among roughnecks who once drank together. Back at M-Tex headquarters, Cammy Miller sits in the big chair, Galino across from her with a smug grin. With Tommy sidelined and Hale neutralized, we're clear to rebuild the offshore rig. Cammy nods, but her eyes flicker. She's betting everything on that deep water play, even as reports show the platform's structural flaws from the old disaster. Angela bursts in, waving the hidden drive from Hale's truck. Galino's been funneling money to offshore accounts. He's the leak, Cammy. He's playing you. Cammy's face hardens. She trusted Galino's cash when the company was bleeding. Now betrayal stares her down. She fires him on the spot, security dragging him out as he shouts threats. You'll regret this, Miller. The board won't stand for it. Meanwhile, Ainsley, fresh from her TCU dorm drama, calls Angela from campus. Mom, I need to come home. Things got bad here. Angela's heart sinks. Her daughter's brush with danger mirrors the family's endless chaos. She promises to drive up, but first she races to the courthouse to see Cooper. In a tense visitor room, brother and sister-in-law face off through glass. He saved Ariana from worse, Angela says softly. He could have killed us all. Cooper leans close. I wanted him to lose what I lost, but I stopped. Doesn't that count? Angela sees the broken man beneath the rage. She leaves shaken, texting Tommy. We have to talk to him before it's too late. Tommy, holed up at the old ranch, pores over maps with Rebecca and Charlie. Rebecca's uncovered more. Galino's ties to foreign investors who want M-Tex broken up for parts. If the offshore well comes in dry, they swoop in cheap. Charlie, still raw from his own fights, warns, we need proof to stop the rebuild. They plan a risky infiltration of Galino's files at his fancy Midland condo. Night descends heavy. Tommy sneaks in with a former roughneck buddy, heart pounding as alarms beep softly. They find encrypted drives, evidence of bribes, rigged bids. But as they copy files, lights snap on. Galino's private security circles. A chase erupts through darkened halls, Tommy dodging shadows, breath ragged. He escapes by a hair, files in hand, but takes a grazing shot to the shoulder. Bleeding, he drives to Angela's, collapsing on her porch. She patches him up, hands steady despite fear. We can't do this alone anymore. Their kiss is desperate, born of survival and old love. Cut to Cooper in holding, Ariana visiting. She slips him a note. Fight smart, not hard. He smiles faintly. Maybe redemption's possible. But in the shadows outside, a new player watches. A board member loyal to Galino, phone to ear. The Norris problem isn't solved. Time to escalate. Alarms blare at the main rig. Sabotage suspected. Pressure spikes dangerously. Tommy, bandaged, rallies a small crew. We shut it down before it blows. Cammy arrives conflicted. If we stop now, investors pull out. Tommy growls. If we don't, people die. Tension coils as they race to the site. Cooper, released on bail thanks to Ariana's pull, shows up unexpectedly. I'm not here to fight. I'm here to help fix what I broke. Brothers stand side by side for the first time in years, tools in hand, facing the groaning rig. Angela watches from afar, phone buzzing with warnings from Rebecca. Galino's counterstrike incoming. The promo ramps up, rigs shaking, families reuniting in crisis. One final betrayal teased. Tommy's voiceover rumbles. Oil don't care who it buries, neither do the men who chase it. Explosions loom, not just literal but emotional, corporate, familial. As sirens wail and lights flash, the basin holds its breath. Who survives the final reckoning? Alliances reform and fire. Secrets detonate, and episode 10 hurtles toward a climax that will change everything. Paramount Plus unleashes the storm. Brace for impact. The rigs stand silent for the first time in years, their massive arms frozen mid-reach as if the Permian itself is holding its breath. Tommy Norris and Cooper Norris stand shoulder to shoulder under floodlights, tools in hand, staring at the trembling pressure gauges that could still end them all. In Landman Season 2, Episode 10, the final pieces fall into place. Alliances forged in fire, betrayals exposed in blood, and one last desperate gamble that will decide who owns the future of the basin. The alarms scream louder now, red lights pulsing across the control panel like warning heartbeats. Tommy wipes blood from his shoulder wound and shouts over the roar, "We got maybe 10 minutes before this thing pops." Cooper nods grimly. No words needed between brothers who once shared everything and lost it all. They dive into the machinery together, shutting valves, bleeding pressure lines, moving with the rhythm of men who grew up on rigs. Ariana watches from the edge, fists clenched, whispering prayers she hasn't said since childhood. Angela arrives in a cloud of dust, federal agents trailing but holding back. Evidence from the drive has them focused on Galino's network instead. She runs to Tommy's side. The board's meeting in an hour. Cammy's pushing the offshore vote. If we don't get proof to her fast, Tommy cuts her off. Then we finish this first. Lives before titles. Rebecca and Charlie race in from town, laptops open, streaming live feeds of Galino's encrypted files they've cracked. He's got dirt on half the board, Rebecca yells. Bribes, kickbacks, even ties to foreign sanctions dodgers. If this hits the press, M-Tex collapses. Cammy Miller, watching the chaos unfold on security cams from headquarters, feels the ground shift under her. She dials Galino one last time. "You lied to me." His voice crackles back, calm and venomous. "I gave you power. You wanted the chair. Now take the fallout." She hangs up, face pale, and makes the call she's dreaded. Emergency board session via video. Back at the rig, the pressure needle hovers at the red line. Cooper finds the faulty valve. Sabotage deliberately hails last gift before the feds took him. "This was meant for you," Cooper mutters to Tommy. Tommy meets his eyes. "Then help me stop it." Together they wrench the valve shut, muscles straining, sparks flying from metal on metal. A hiss escapes, then silence. The alarms cut out. The rig stabilizes. Roughnecks cheer, But the brothers, Asher, don't celebrate. They know the real fight's just starting. Cammie's board call begins. She lays out the crisis. Sabotage confirmed, Galeno exposed, offshore rebuild on hold. Board members shout over each other. Some demand her resignation, others smell opportunity. Then Tommy's face appears on screen, dusty and bloodied but alive. This company's still standing because we stopped what Galeno started. But if you vote to rebuild that death trap offshore, you're killing more than steel. He holds up a flash drive. Everything's here. Take it or watch M-Tex burn from the inside. Silence falls on the call. Cammie looks at the faces. Old allies, new enemies. She votes no on the rebuild. The board follows, barely. Galeno's allies are outvoted, his influence shattered. Cut to the courthouse steps at dawn. Cooper's charges reduced to lesser clients after testimony from Ariana and Roughnecks who saw him stop the detonator. He walks free, but probation hangs over him like a storm cloud. Tommy waits outside. No handshake, just a long look. You didn't have to come back tonight, Tommy says. Cooper shrugs. Family's a bitch. Can't kill it. They walk away together, not friends yet, but no longer enemies. Angela finds them, pulls Tommy into a quiet embrace. We made it. But her eyes scan the horizon, rumors of new players circling the mineral rights, bigger than hail, hungrier. Rebecca approaches with Charlie. The feds want more. Galeno's singing already. The group stands together, battered but unbroken, as the sun rises over the basin. Rigs hum back to life, cautious now, respectful of the thin line between fortune and ruin. Tommy's voiceover closes the promo, low and steady. Oil runs deep, but so do scars. We stopped the explosion today.